Hello my friends and welcome to Italy a Place to Love YouTube channel. Now Italy a Place to Love in Russia, since the moment I'm here. So today I decided to come for a walk in a park. It's a new area. As you can see, there are new buildings over there, being built kind of recently. Then behind me there is an arena. Then here we have a statue inside this kind of park. There are not so many people anyway in the park. This park is in a new area, so I think it's still developing. Anyway, here we have this statue, which is about I have a fireman rescuing a child with a dog. So the heroes, the fire brigades, the firemen who are rescuing people. So they are heroes. They are celebrating heroes. Now today's video is about a comment that was written under my last video, and I really liked this comment because this comment said the truth, kind of. And the comment, I can say, was divided in two parts. Now the first part is, I can say, just to make it short, so before you say, because my previous video was would I move to Russia, could I live in Russia. Now he stated something correct. So basically, to live in a place, to say that you like to live in a place, you have to live at least 1 year. Basically, that's to make it short. And I totally agree, because anyway, it's not enough to spend a week, it's not enough to spend a month, and not even 2 months. So let's say that after 1 year you can say, yes, I can live in that place, or no, I cannot live in that place. All right, so basically this is the first part of the comment. The second part of the comment is about, more related just to Russia, and said, listen, to live in Russia you have to have the proper mindset. The proper mindset. So because if you don't have the right mindset, let's say proper right mindset, Russia would drive you crazy. I can say partially true, partially not, because I mean, let's say yes, but for me, now let's commenting a bit about the second part. For me, any place in the world where you move can drive you crazy if you don't have the right mindset. Now, am I right or am I wrong? Now let's take, because this is something interesting, kind of even funny, that I would like to say about this right mindset, but I will keep it for the end of the video. So basically, any place in the world, you need to have the right mindset. But when we are talking about the right mindset, I give you an example. Now my wife, she lived in Moscow 10 years, 12 years. And she's always keep repeating me, oh Antonio, I would like to live in Moscow, I would like to, let's go to Moscow, here and there. And I keep saying to her, no, listen, I cannot live in Moscow. I would never move to Moscow. I would never buy a property in Moscow. So I would never do anything. Believe me, even if I stay a week in Moscow, for me is already too much. Okay, now why I'm saying this? Because by the mindset, if I don't like one place, obviously I know that place would drive me mad in the end. So if I don't have, okay, this is the new area, just to show you. That's an arena, a sport arena. Here we have a fountain in this new park. Then here the parks. Keep walking. There are not so many people. Anyway, let me do a 360 degrees. All right, anyway, let's keep walking. So basically, can we walk? Yeah, we can walk that way. So basically, it's important to have the right mindset, but to have the right mindset, it means that I have to like to live in one place. So if I know already that I would never be able to live in Moscow, simply because it drives me crazy, a city that is 1 million inhabitants, like Dublin. I was living in Dublin for 17 years and I couldn't live anymore in Dublin simply because it was such a big city, 1 million inhabitants. But now, if it's driving me crazy, a city of 1 million inhabitants, how could I live in a city that is nearly 10 millions or more than 10 million inhabitants? So obviously, the answer is Moscow would drive me crazy. Then I know very well that I couldn't live anywhere in Russia. Now, by my mindset, I can barely tolerate here the town, the city where I am now, Yoshkar-Ola, because it's not a very big city. We are talking about 250,000 inhabitants, which for me is already too much. Now, today, for example, we went to visit some friends, some of my wife's friends, and was 15-20 minutes driving from Yoshkar-Ola, small town, 2,000 inhabitants. So few dachas, few of these smaller houses, these independent houses. You know, in the city here, everyone lives in the blocks, in the apartment. This is the Russian style. I could live because my mindset is for these small places. My mindset is for no stress. My mindset is for no noise. So now I know very well I can tolerate any place. Bring me in the forest, I don't know, anywhere, and I would enjoy. Obviously, you need as well to have. I exaggerated in the forest, but I will go back later. Now, what else I wanted to say? This was about the right mindset. So don't bring me to New York, don't bring me to Sydney, don't bring me to Tokyo, don't bring me to Berlin, don't bring me to London, Paris, Rome and Milan, simply because I would go crazy. These cities are simply too big for me, and at the age of 48 I could never tolerate. Now I want to go back a bit to the first part of the comment, which was saying that you need at least 1 year. Okay, now I want to make you laugh, that you need at least 1 year to say that you want to live in a place. So again, if I spend a week, it's not enough. I might like it. Let's say you go on holiday a week in one place and you love that place and your mind says, oh, I would like to live here, but it's a bit too early, because 1 week it's not enough. 1 week is not enough to judge if we want to live in a place or not. 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months. Now I'm staying 2 months here in Russia. I'd say that 2 months, it's already a kind of decent amount of time, even if when we are talking about Russia, it's important to say that I should spend, before I can say that I can live in Russia, I think I have to spend at least a full winter. Now, if I'm able to spend the whole winter here in Russia and I survive mentally, then yes, I agree, it's true. But for me, it's more about the winter. For me, it's more about these very short days. For me, it's more about these very cold temperatures. So, which these things you have barely everywhere. I mean, maybe the temperatures here are a bit lower than other parts of Europe, but if I go to the northern part of Europe, the problem is the same. Winters have very short days, which I don't like it. That's one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons why I left Ireland, because the winters, I mean, I left Ireland unfortunately because there was no summer, and the winters, the daylight during the winter was too short for me. I was kind of suffering. I'm not saying suffering, but I would have this problem in any country in the northern part of Europe, like Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, and maybe Scotland. I would have problems to live there simply because the daylight in the winter. So I would have the same problem here, and this is one of the reasons. Maybe I say, I don't know if I could move to Russia, but again, it's a generic problem and it's not only Russia related, because again, then I go back to the right mindset. So if I can live in a northern European country, I can live also here anyway. There's no for me, there's no difference as an Italian. Now try to understand this from an Italian point of view, because Italians, when we go abroad and when we go in these northern countries, even Canada or some parts of the United States, we suffer a lot. We stay in these places, but generally we suffer a lot. Now I want to say one more thing before I close the video about the right mindset. Listen to this. I live in Montemilone. I live in Basilicata region. I live in the south of Italy, okay? I picked this place for many different reasons, which I said in many of my videos. Okay, we are talking about a town that is 1,000 inhabitants. I'm talking about Italy, no? I'm talking about a place that, let's say, nearly half of the world have the dream to live in Italy. And don't say no, because it's the truth. Half of the world would love to live in Italy. I'm a bit exaggerating, but the thing is this, that I would make a bet about the right mindset. Now, I would give 1,000 euro, okay? I would give happily 1,000 euro to anyone who is able to survive 1 year in Montemilone. If I find someone who would like to, but if you lose the bet, if you're not able to stay, and also I will put my conditions, all right? Anyway, because it's about the mindset. I would invite you to stay 1 year in Montemilone. You decide the date you arrive, and has to be 1 year, exactly 1 year from that moment. I bet you that you won't last 1 year. You would go crazy. Okay, that's why I'm not also pushing. Another comment said, oh, you are selling properties. I don't sell properties, okay? I could fool so many people if I wanted. If I want to fool and sell a property in Montemilone, I could sell half of Montemilone. But I don't want to fool anyone, because you come over there, I fool you, you buy a property, okay? I'm honest. I don't want to fool you. I'm not here to steal any money to anyone, because I don't have interest to do this type of things. It's not the goal in my life. My mindset is not to steal money from the people. But it's so easy. I can sell properties in Montemilone which are sold for nothing. But if you don't have the right mindset, nah, believe me, you won't last. Maybe you can last 2 months. I don't know. I don't even know if you can last 2 months. All right. And even if you have the car, okay, I give you the car, because obviously without a car you would someone would last 1 week or 2 weeks. So about the right mindset, about going mad, it's not only Russia that can make you mad. that can drive you mad. Believe me, also Montemilone, also the south of Italy. I would bet you in any of the small towns in the south of Italy, I would bet you come and try to stay 1 year. Most of the people who are doing this, or they have already the right mindset, or they run away. Okay, so I hope I have explained it kind of properly about the right mindset. All right, and the right mindset, you have to have it even before you move. It's not about spend 1 year to see if you have the right mindset. You have to have the right mindset. Now, are you ready mentally to live in a town made of 1,000 inhabitants, which in the winter it's kind of, you might not see nobody in the street. Anyway, you don't see many people, okay? Again, if you're ready to this type of life, then Montemilone is the right place for you. But you have to be ready. And seriously, when I'm saying about being ready, I'm saying visualize. Can I stay 1 year in a place that doesn't have a restaurant? A town that doesn't have a restaurant. Maybe you can buy a pizza takeaway. Maybe you can buy a pizza takeaway, but not a restaurant. And again, I give you the car that gives you the opportunity at least to go to other towns, of course, because believe me, in Montemilone without a car, and I know people that are living in Montemilone without a car, and they have the mindset. They were born of course, they were born there, they don't have a car, they take the buses, and so on. Okay, now let me do a 360 degrees just to show you, because I have arrived. So basically, this is the entrance of this park with this type of decoration on the top, typical of the Russian churches. So this is the entrance. It's a lovely park. Lovely. Not many people, but smart people are coming here, in particular with the children, because it's extremely safe. You don't have to worry about cars and so on. I have a fly in my ear. Okay, behind me, that is kind of part starts the center of the town. All right, my friends, I hope you have enjoyed this video. So I'll give you this hint again. Let's make a bet. So let's bet I give you 1,000 euro if you're able to stay in Montemilone 1 year. Okay, obviously you pay for your accommodation, you pay for your own car, and if you're able to stay 1 year in Montemilone, 1 year in Montemilone means that you sleep for 1 year in Montemilone. Maybe I give you 1 week somewhere. You can spend 1 week somewhere, okay? I allow you to go a week to London and then come back to Montemilone, okay? But 1 week. Then, if you lose the bet that you cannot stay, and I believe me, 99% of the people will lose the bet. So, to lose the bet means you are leaving Montemilone before 1 year. And that moment, then you have to give me 1,000 euros. If you're able to do this bet, let me know in the comments, in the comment section. I'm ready to bet to see you there in Montemilone for 1 year. And I give you a week somewhere where you decide to go. Bye. I wish you a lovely day. Bye.